If you are a new YouTuber and you need help clarifying your niche, well then good news for you. You are in exactly the right place. The clip I'm about to share with you comes from my 30-day course called the YouTube Builder. And in this program, I share what I would do in the next 30 days if I were to lose everything and had to start all over from scratch. So how I would grow back my audience, build my income streams back, and make positive contributions. Now, I wanted to give this module from the course for free as a little gift, and if you're interested in signing up, you can do so using the link down below, and for a limited time, you can get it at that price along with one-on-one guidance as you work to complete it. I will talk more about that at the end, but for now, please hit that like and subscribe button before we delve on in, and here's the clip. Now, when it comes to figuring out what our niche is, it is smart to start with who. So who do we want to create videos for? And this is going to help us clarify our niche. Now, when it comes to who, there are two things that we can focus on. I'm going to this whiteboard now. There is demographic and there is psychographic. Now, depending on what your niche is, you may need to balance out between the two, but most niches focus on one or the other. So what does demographic entail? Demographic includes things like age, gender, occupation, location, education, marital status, and then income. So say you're in a niche, hypothetically, like real estate. Your niche is going to be really focused on the demographic in terms of the people you want to serve. Now, say you're in a niche like personal development. You're more so going to want to focus on the psychographic. So what does that entail? That includes personality traits, lifestyle, attitudes, values, interests, and beliefs. So go ahead and think to yourself, who am I creating videos for? Is it more so geared towards demographic or a psychographic? Because here's the thing. Your niche is going to evolve down this YouTube journey for a number of reasons. One thing is that the market changes, but also, you change, and the things that you like to create content for will change. So it's important to start with who, so that we can always center our content around that group of people. So if you still don't know where to start in terms of a niche, I have a really good little exercise for you that can help you get started. So when I started out on my YouTube journey, because I have a lot of interests, as I'm sure many people here do. So what I simply did is I took a piece of paper and I wrote down all of my interests. And as I'm doing this, you can follow along as well if you don't have niche clarity. So what I did is I wrote down all my interests. So I'm really interested in marine biology, entrepreneurship, I'm going to abbreviate here, personal development. I really like videography as well. I'm really into spirituality, and then also healing. I know I abbreviated these, but you get the idea. So wrote all these down. And then what I did from here is I started to connect the dots. And I asked myself, how can I weave my multiple interests together and fit that underneath a niche? So I literally sat there, played connect the dots, like how all these things connect with each other. And then once I did that, and I forgot to mention too, there were some interests that I had that I just completely eliminated, because while I do like things like cooking, for example, I don't necessarily want to create YouTube videos about that. That doesn't mean I can't still enjoy my passion of cooking, but for that I was like, no, eliminate. So once I weave these together, I fit that underneath the umbrella term of creating. Now, when you're doing this, do know that this umbrella term is going to be quite broad, and that's okay. Because when it comes to YouTube, I'm sure many of you have heard that you should niche down to blow up, and that is true. However, when you're starting out, what I would recommend, and what many people have shown to actually work, is to actually start broad. Why? Well, first off, you want to try a bunch of different types of videos because you won't know if you like to create content about something until you go out and you actually try it. So when you start, you're going to want to create videos about a bunch of different things. There's going to be a broadness of topics. Once you create a bunch of videos, I would suggest at least creating 20 videos, but a bunch of different things. Once you have that, go and look and see, okay, which of these videos performed well? Which of these are working? Not only that, which type of videos and topics do I like to create content on? You need data though, and you need to try things in order to come to those answers to those questions. Now, when I did this, because I told you my niche is creating, I really love creativity in a lot of different realms, and this is super broad, but creating the life we want, content creation, creating a better world. But after trying a bunch of things, I noticed that I really enjoyed making videos about creating videos on YouTube. So I really narrowed it down to just that. And so over time, I'm about right here in this pyramid. And once you niche down, this is where you blow up. And once you blow up and you establish an authentic audience of people, then you can go broad again and you can start creating videos about a bunch of different topics. And I'll give you an example of someone. Lewis Howes, when he started out on YouTube, he first started broad, but then he honed in on just growing on LinkedIn. He just created videos to serve that group of people. Once he blew up and he grew an audience of people, now he's creating a bunch of different videos on a whole bunch of different topics, ranging from things like health and wellness, finance, spirituality, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, he creates so many different topics. But this is how you're going to want to start, right? You're going to want to try a bunch of different things, get data from those videos. So in your analytics, see what's working and what's not working, see what you like to create videos on, narrow down, and then from there, boom, audience explodes. So that's how I went about picking my niche. Now, a lot of people think that when they get into YouTube that, oh, I want my niche to be centered around myself and my story and what I experienced. Here's something I want to clarify. Your niche does not equal your story. On YouTube, what you want to do is you want to add value to other people or help them solve a problem, because that is why people come on the platform. Over 70% of people come to solve some type of problem that they're having. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't ever talk about your story. You want to weave in your own story and your own style and your own personality, because that's what people are going to resonate with. But your overall goal is to help others. So I'm sure many of you have heard of the hero's journey, right? There's a hero who has a problem and he has a guide to help him overcome that problem. And usually in movies, that always ends in success. Instead of positioning yourself as the hero, you want to position yourself as the guide. You are there to help people solve their problems, right? You're not the hero, you are the guide. You are helping people. And that's something you want to keep in mind with YouTube, because you will not succeed if your niche is revolved solely around yourself. Now, once you have an idea of, okay, I know what my umbrella term is, I know what my niche is, and I have an idea of what my content pillars are. Once you get to that point, then what you would do then is you want to go out and find models. Find people who are already making videos in that niche, and don't necessarily copy their videos, but just see what's already working, because success leaves clues, right? And there is one other little diagram I want to show you. So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so once you have your niche, here are some things that you want to assess, because your niche falls in the center of all of these components. So if there is a degree of competition in your niche, that is a good sign, because it shows that people have an invested interest in that topic. Now, If you are in a super saturated niche, like say you're into working out, you want to create working out videos, you can still succeed in this niche. However, you're going to need to break through that saturation because there is a lot of competition there. So what you want to do is you want to find a way to stand out. So that this is where weaving in your story and your style is really important because, you know, people will resonate with you and with that. So that's what I mean. Like you want to incorporate those things, but your niche doesn't equal your story. Now, if there's no competition, that might not be a good sign because that could mean that nobody's interested in that topic. However, that could also mean that you are the first one in that niche. And that could be a really good opportunity for you to gain an audience. I'm trying to think of an example right now. Like, for example, I'm sure when COVID first started, you know, it really, like there was no videos about how to make homemade masks. But if somebody went into YouTube and they're the first one to make a channel about how to make homemade masks, a lot of people were searching that. So they, even though there was no competition in the beginning, they were the first, and so they gained traction. Moving on to the next one. Is your niche professionally and personally fulfilling? This is important because if it is not, then you will burn out. And that's why it's important, like I told you in the beginning, to experiment with a bunch of different things to see if it actually fulfills you, because you will never know until you actually go out and try it, right? Moving forward, is there high profit potential? So as we know, we're going to really talk about this in week 4. But if there's not a high profit potential, then, you know, we just don't want an expensive hobby. We want to actually fill our cups first so that we can contribute beyond ourselves and really make that change in the world and help other people in the way we want to help them. So moving forward, does your niche solve a problem or deliver value? We already talked about that one a lot. So super important for YouTube. If it doesn't, then very low chance for success here. And of course, is there a strong demand? Now, a few more questions to ask yourself to help you get clarity is, first off, what do you have results in? Because if you have results in something, then you can help others get those results as well. Moving forward, what can you be consistent with? So could you imagine yourself creating videos every week about this niche that you have in mind? Next, what lens do you see the world through? Now, what do I mean by this? For example, there are people who see the world through the lens of science. There are people who see the world through the lens of finance. What else? There are people who see the world through the lens of spirituality. And that's really important to assess because especially if your niche falls, or the people who you want to serve is like focused on a specific psychographic, then you want to reach people who see the world through a similar lens so that you can start building that authentic audience. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed that module, and that was just a taste of what you would get if you signed up for my 30-day program. So after watching a module like that during the program, I would assign you an action task to complete, which I would review and give you feedback on. And each week of the 30 days is focused on a tier of my YouTube pyramid. So week 1 is all about setting up your channel, aka setting up the house. And then week 2 is about posting consistent and high quality content. Week 3 is about growing your audience. Week 4 is about making money. And then week 5 is how to contribute beyond yourself. And again, the link to sign up is down below. Let me know if you have any questions. And if you're somebody who cannot afford this program right now, then I completely understand. You know, I get that during these times, finances can get tight. And if that's you, then I would still like to help you in the best way I can to earn money on YouTube. And actually, Kajabi is one of the best tools that I've found to actually start earning money and making a living on YouTube. And just to give you an idea of that, in the last 60 days, I made about $8,000 using Kajabi. And if you would like to see how I did it, I am offering a free 30-minute session to everybody who signs up for Kajabi using my affiliate link down below. And you can even start off with a 14-day free trial, and I can show you all of its features. And if you decide that it's not for you, then you can always cancel it. And you can find both my Kajabi affiliate link and my calendar link down below. Again, let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, I hope you found a great value from this video. Again, I am here to help small YouTubers like you start earning money and make a positive difference in the world using YouTube as your vehicle. So that's why I'm offering all this value to you. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. Please like and subscribe if you have not already, along with the little bell next to it so that you never miss out on valuable content. But yes, thank you for watching, and I will see you next Sunday at noon Eastern time for the next video. Bye.